what's going on, guys? It's your host of the most with that guy 583 again. How you guys doing today? Alright, so I'm sorry for not uploading for the past 8 days. It's just that I'm about to explain in a minute, but another thing that I wanted to mention is just that I'm so sorry that I cannot get any gameplay for the background. I literally tried just right now, like 30 minutes ago. No, wait, I take that back. I've been trying to do this for 30 minutes in a row, downloading a bunch of shit, trying to get gameplay, but I can't because I don't have an Xbox or a PS4. I'm going to have to use my friends soon. But until then, I'm just bear with me here because I don't like the background either. I hate just playing. And another reason why I haven't been uploading is because I found out last week that I had summer school just for math for 2 hours. I gotta get another credit to pass. So I haven't passed yet. So technically I'm still 8th grader, which sucks because I really want to be in high school. But I gotta pass this test before I really pass. But if I fail, then they'll have an art meeting and tell me if I passed. But if I fail, then I'll probably have to go into a reinforcement class. Wow, it's already been a minute and 14 seconds and I haven't started the story yet. Okay, so this life story happened to me a week ago. So 1 week ago, which was, well, not literally a week ago, but let's see, today's Sunday, so Friday, Saturday, alright, 8, 9, 10 days ago, which was last Thursday, or a week before last Thursday. I was about to go to bed, and I already told my life story about how the time I got caught sleeping in class, and after that, I was just gonna go to bed. So before then, I was really hungry, so I was gonna make myself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So when I go downstairs, my parents are drinking, and I see my mom's going outside to go smoke a cigarette on the patio, and then I'm making myself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and my dad says, "What are you making?" And I said, "I'm making a peanut butter jelly sandwich." And he said, "Can you make me one?" And that is the first time he ever asked me to make him something to eat. So right away I said, I guess. And so then I get out 2 more pieces of bread. And then as I'm putting the peanut butter onto the bread, he said, "You don't mind if I watch you, do you?" And I was like, No, not really. So my dad's watching me literally make him a fucking sandwich. So I'm spraying the peanut butter onto the bread, and I was getting the jelly. He says, "Whose sandwich is that?" And I said, "Oh, that's mine. I'll make it my first." And he said, "Okay." And so then as I finished making my sandwich, then I started making his. And then the way that I started spraying the peanut butter onto his bread, he didn't like the way I was spreading the peanut butter. And then I fixed it. I'm not sure what I did wrong. And so I got the jelly. And then right after that, my dad, he just starts yelling at me, saying that that's not how you spread the jelly. This is how you spread the jelly. So he starts doing it for me. And I'm thinking to myself, I said, "Are you fucking serious? You got to be kidding me, right? If it bothers you that bad, why don't you make your own damn sandwich?" But I thought that. I didn't say that out loud, obviously. And so then I was pretending to care. I was like, "Okay, yeah, okay." So then I started doing it the way he's trying to teach me, and then I keep doing it wrong. And then he says, "No, that's not how you do it." And I do this sigh like, and he says, "Well, you don't like making your dad a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?" Like, "No, I don't." And then after that, he said, "Okay, fine. Then I'm going to ground you." He said he was going to ground me. Like, what the fuck? So as you guys know, I have an iPod Touch. It's a 5th generation. And he said, "Give me an iPod." Like, for what? And he said, "Because you don't like making your dad a sandwich." I said, "I just don't like you criticizing me over a damn sandwich." And so then he said, "Do you make it right then?" So I said, "I can't because everything's not right to you." And then he said, "Fine, give me an iPod then." And I just flipped out, man. I'm not sure why I did this, but I literally flipped my sandwich and his sandwich over and threw at him. And I said, "Fuck you in this sandwich." So after telling my dad to go fuck himself and go fuck a sandwich, he threw his beer at me and he starts yelling at me. And then as he's yelling at me, my mom finally walks in and she says, "Look at this floor. Who made this mess? Why is there peanut butter all over this floor and the jelly's all over the floor too?" And then, as you can see, or in my point of view, my mom, picture this. Picture your parents or whoever you live with is like coming outside or coming back inside and watching them yelling at you and ready to fight you, because that's what's going to happen in a minute. Alright, so then my dad gets really, really, really close. Like, I'm talking like like really close, like he was about to kiss me. I'm like, what the fuck? I tried backing up. He was just yelling like a drill sergeant would. He starts yelling into my face. I could feel his stubble against my face. It was very awkward. And then my mom, she's trying to like break it up, and it's not working. And then my dad says, "Come on, fight me." I'm like, what the fuck did you get that from? And he said, I didn't say that, but I thought that. And he said, "Come on, you ready to think you're all tough and Mr. Badass? Then hit me." I'm like, I'm not gonna hit you. You're drunk, and it's not worth it. I know you're gonna call the police. It's like, no, I won't. Fight me. I was thinking to myself, this is bullshit. Right? This is ridiculous. I just wanted to make a sandwich and go to bed. Okay. Because I already been up for like at least 18 hours at the time. So I was really tired. And when you're tired, you get really cranky. And so then my mom tries to break it up, and it doesn't work. So then I go in my room and try to go sleep. And then my dad, he takes the covers off and said, "Go ahead, fight me. Throw a punch. I dare you." And then, I don't know, it just kept on going on for like 15 or 20 minutes. It was horrible. And then my mom said, "Get out." And I said, "What?" And she said, "You heard me. Get out and don't come back." And my dad said the same thing. He said, "Don't come back or I'll knock you out." So like, holy shit, are you fucking serious? I thought that to myself, of course. And so then after that, I started getting my shit together. I got my clothes on. They didn't give me enough time. Like, I got my Nikes, and then my dad said, "No, you're not taking those. I bought you those, and you're gonna treat me this way?" So then I got a pair of Vans that my friends gave me because they're going to rehab, and they just gave me their stuff away. So I got the Vans, and I said, "Ha, you didn't buy these." And I didn't have any socks, so I went out barefooted, wearing an old pair of Vans. And then as I go out, my heart's racing fast. And then as I'm like walking out, I already see a police officer, and that's because they already pulled somebody over. And so then I'm walking and I step in a puddle of rain because it was raining that day. And I stepped in a puddle, my feet got all wet, my shoes all the way to my ankles. And keep in mind, it was already 9 p.m. Forgot to mention that, sorry. So it was already like 9 o'clock p.m. at nighttime. So I'm thinking to myself, fuck, I don't know where to go. So I go to a friend's house, of course. Nobody answers. So I go to another friend's house, and then they're with their mom, and his mom doesn't want anybody over. So I said, okay, I officially have nowhere to go. So I go to my friend's house, and he doesn't live that much close to me, but I went to his house anyway. I ring the doorbell, and he comes out, and he was very surprised to see me because it was like 9 o'clock p.m. It was almost 10. And so then I tell him what happened, and I tell him I can stay, and he said no, but I can like stay like in front of his door until then, like until the morning. And so then I said, okay, fine, because that was like everybody else that I can go. Like, I went to everybody's house, and they said that I can't stay, so I just had to stay in front of his door. So after staying in front of his door, like, it was about to rain, like it was lightning a little bit, but no thunder, no rain. So I get a little paranoid. So I go inside the laundromat in this apartment complex. I'm tired as fuck. So I lay on this like counter thing where like you just like wait. So I it's not a bench, but it's like a counter. You know what I mean, right? If you go inside of a laundromat, there's like a soda machine. There's like that counter. So I fall asleep on the counter or whatever it's called. And then once I wake up, I'm not sure how long I slept for, but somebody woke me up and they said, "Are you okay? Like, do you know where you're at?" And I woke up and I see 4 or 5 people looking at me all weird. And I said, "Yeah, I'm fine. What time is it?" And he said, "Oh, it's 11:12." And I said, "Okay, thanks." And he said, do you have to be somewhere you have to be at?" And I said, "Nope, I'm just waiting for my laundry," which was a lie. And so then I got up and I ran. I literally ran to my friend's house. So I was staying in front of his door. And let me tell you, the mosquitoes were really bad. I was getting bit everywhere. And I mean everywhere. Well, except for my dick. But everywhere else, yes. So then I get up because I was sitting in front of his door. So I get up and I go in a patch of grass and I just try to fall asleep, but it didn't work. So after I tried to fall asleep, I woke up with grass like in my hair and everywhere else. And yeah, it didn't work out for me. So the only place I didn't have mosquitoes was back at the laundromat, but there was a bunch of rats. Like, you can hear them and you can see them, obviously. So I was ashamed that I had to go back. So I finally go back and I try to fall asleep, but I can't because there's the lighting inside of it, and there's rats, and I was afraid people are going to see me again this time. but back then I didn't know there was rats like before the first time. So I found out after I walked out. So after I try to go back to sleep, I can't, but I finally do. I drifted off to sleep, and then I woke up, and people, they were looking at me again. And I thought this time they thought I was homeless because it was the same people. And you can tell they thought I was homeless because my hair was long. I had grass in my hair. I literally had holes in my Vans because I skateboarded with them. I had like holes in my jeans, but not that much. And I had holes in my shirt. And I wasn't wearing any socks. And they this is funny, but they literally offered me some money. Like they offered me $1, and I said no, that's okay. And they said, "Are you sure? Just take it." I'm like, "No, I'm fine, really." So I walk out, and I look over and I see them whispering to each other, and I get the fuck out of there. And I try to go back to my friend's house, but like I said, that they don't want me there. So I go back to the original friend that let me stay in front of this door. So I was just staying there, and once you're out alone like that, like you really start thinking about your life, and it's just it's weird how that's the only point you think of your life. But I'm surprised because he left his porch light on, which was nice, and his neighbor did too. And so then I was just like, I was just trying to picture my life. Like I was thinking to myself, should I go back or should I don't? And what am I going to do for a life story? Because my subscribers are going to be like, "Oh, what the fuck, man? That guy 583 hasn't posted yet." I know. I'm sorry for that. That's why I'm uploading tomorrow. Also, maybe tonight again. Yeah, you can get 2 stories. Anyway, so after all this happened, I was getting bit by mosquitoes again, and this time it started thundering and lightning, but it wasn't raining, thank God. So then I got really thirsty too. So, because you're out there in the hot heat. So I go to fucking Stripes, and then I asked the ladies, like I said, "Do you have a water fountain?" And she said no, but you can. She said grab a cup, and it was a styrofoam cup. And then she took me to the back where there was like a sink, and she said you can pour some water in there. So I poured some water in there, and that really helped. So I said thank you, and I kept the cup. But like I was very pissed off because like Stripes was a long way from his house. Like I was walking like a long time to get back. It took me 20 minutes, like no joke, I swear to God. And I got blisters all over my fucking feet, and they hurt as hell. So after I got back, I threw the cup away like on somebody's lawn, and then I just started walking back to my friend's house again, and I finally see the like it's getting dawn outside, like a little bit of light. And I already been up for 24 hours. I'm tired as shit. And here's what happened. My mind started playing tricks on me. Like I saw here's what I thought I saw. I thought I saw 2 guys on the floor fixing something, and I was gonna ask them the time. So as I got closer, like really close, it was just a motorcycle. Like, wait, what? And I thought I saw a flying cat, but it was a bird. Like, dude, I really need to go sleep fast. So it finally gets to morning, and I'm waiting for my friend, and I see my friend. He finally gets up, and it's already been like 13 or 14 hours because I asked him for the time. And so then he goes to his friend's house, and I said, "You don't mind if I like crash on your couch, do you?" And he said, "No, man, go ahead." And he was getting his friend, and his mom already left for work, so it was just him by himself. Actually, it was me by myself in his house. So I fell asleep, man. That blanket in the couch, I didn't even care if there was light. I was just thankful I got to fall asleep. And then I woke up fucking hungry as hell. So then I don't want to be rude or anything, but I asked him for a bowl of cereal, and I said, "It doesn't have to be no milk." And he said, "That's okay. I'm gonna get you some milk." I said, "Thank you." So after I ate and I like took a nap, like a 2-hour nap, I was so thankful, man. I was really thankful. And it got cold sometimes at night where I had to like put my arms through my sleeves, and because of mosquitoes. So after I got that, I didn't get bit at all, but I mean I did, but when I put my arms through my shirt, I didn't get bit. But it was really hot, and it got some coldness. So after I got the nap and I ate and I got some water, I went to my friend's house again, and I hung out for the whole day. And after all that happened, I did the same thing the next night. The next night, I was very tired as hell again. I'm thinking to myself, should I just go back? No, I'm not. I'm gonna get knocked out by my dad. So I started worrying. So I make it through the whole night again, which was hell for me. And then the next morning later, I hang out with my friends again, take a nap, do the same routine again, and then it gets nighttime again. Like, you know what? I had enough shit. Okay, I'm not gonna go do this again. This is hell on earth. This is torture. So that night, I finally go back home. I'm walking home. It feels like forever. And I finally make it. I ring that doorbell. I see my dad hasn't left for work yet. And I ring the doorbell so many times. They finally answer. My dad's asleep. My mom, she opens the door. And then I said, I'm back. The way I said, I'm like, I'm back. And then she said, where have you been? Her like, you kicked me out. I went to a friend's house. And then she said, I'm so sorry I kicked you out. And she said, you must be hungry. Let me make you a pancake. And I said, thank you. And so I told her what happened about my day, my night. And then she said she was very worried about me. She smoked a whole, or like, not a whole pack, but like half the pack because she smokes, especially when she's stressed out. I said, how come dad didn't leave for work? And he said, because he was worried about you. I said, really? And she said, yeah. So we just talked and talked. And I said, okay, then I guess I'm going to go take a shower and go to bed. So I try to take my shower. My mom tells my dad that I'm home. And then as I go in my room, dude, everything was destroyed. My posters, my Wiz Khalifa Let's Get Medicated poster was messed up. Like, he messed it up. He tore it up. My Machine Gun Kelly poster was torn up. He even tore up my school pictures, which was fucked up. And everything, it was like a SWAT team went in my room. Like, literally. Like, oh shit, he must be mad. But I wasn't really that mad because I deserved it. So I took a shower and my mom says, or I said my mom, I'm gonna go to bed. And she said, oh no, you can't go to bed, not yet. And I said, why not? And she said, oh, because the cops are gonna be here any minute now. I said, for what? And she said, after you left, we gotta call the cops, remember? And I was like, because when I was on probation back then, I'm gonna make a story about that, don't worry. So after I was on probation, they said that if I ever run away, then they're gonna have to call them, and they took my picture and to put in my files, and my file goes away when I'm 18. So yeah. So then after I said, all right, fine, we'll wait. And then the cops didn't show up until the next day. So I said, hey mom, can you just wake me up until until they get here? So I fell asleep on the couch, got bored. And that's when I told her, I said, can you wake me up if the cops get here? And she said, yes. So I fell asleep in my comfortable bed. So the next day, the cops get here, and I was surprised, too, because I wasn't expecting it. And then they had two officers to talk to me and my dad and my mom to see how they're going to punish me for this. And then, like they said, they talked to my dad alone, and they talked to me alone, and they said, so what's this about disrespecting your dad? And then my dad was saying, like, he was sitting right next to me, like across from me, I met. And I said, all right, here's what happened. My dad right there, he made me make him a sandwich for no reason. And then I said, how would you like it if you had to make your dad a sandwich? I told that to my dad. And he said, I made my dad lots of things. I made him enchiladas, I made him hamburgers, and I forgot to mention this, but his dad, which is my grandpa, he fought in Vietnam. You guys probably don't care, but I'm not sure what happened, but he's just very strict, and he made my dad strict, and I guess that's where he got it from. So, yeah. So after he talked to my dad personally alone, and then he talked to me, he said that he agreed to punish me in a different way, unique way, because he can't spank me anymore because I'm 15 years old. And he can't take my stuff away because that doesn't change shit. So after he left, I said, so what's my punishment going to be? And he said, oh, you'll find out soon. It may not be right now. It may not be tomorrow. But it will be coming soon, and you won't be expecting it. And that was it. And I just felt so paranoid. So, yeah. But ever since then, we've been good, He's actually talking to me more, and we're actually getting along very well. So, yeah, I'm just not sure what happened, but my iPod Touch 5th generation is still gone. So, I'm uploading this on the computer right now. So, I'm very, very, very sorry there's no gameplay. I know it's a fucking long life story, but if I had gameplay, like if in the future and I can put it in my old videos, that would be so great. If you know how you can do that, please let me know. Put a comment. Maybe you and me can make a video together, just if you live next, like close to me, like in the same city or town. So, yeah, DM me, Skype me, and, like message me. I got Twitter, made a new Twitter account. And, yeah, so leave a like if you enjoyed, comment if this ever happened to you, share, subscribe, add it to your playlist, and I'll definitely see you guys tomorrow. Peace.